Hello everybody, welcome to Skvaller FM and Little Shop of Horror this time. So this Little Shop of Horror you can find on YouTube, and it's my channel. So I got a lot of channels on YouTube, and this particular channel we speak English more or less. So what is happening? Well, in this particular radio show or podcast, I was planning to speak about my books, the first book that I created. And it's a science fiction, and most of what's happening, most of the content, it's in space. And we get to follow different people, human beings, during almost the evolution of time, or evolution in time, evolution of history. So from long way back until today and forward, we get to follow these humans and their interactions with aliens and UFOs. I wanted to speak about why I started to write this book. That was a short series from the beginning. So a little bit about me. I'm Swedish. I'm a Swedish author. I'm a technician, or as ChatGPT calls me, a system engineer. I create systems, and I have this huge system that I have created with accreditation tools where all creators, if you are influencer, if you're artist, musician, you can show your work or accredit yourself and become an accredited name on accreditedwork.com. So, and that will make you, we will be able to find you in, oh my God, I got a headache today, just warning you. We will be able to find you, not in Bitcoins, oh my God. Oh my God, what's it called? Well, where you buy this digital currency, you will be able to find yourself, your accreditation there. So even if my website, my platform, accredited work, will ever fall, if it will fall tomorrow, and you are already accredited in blockchain, it's called blockchain. You will still remain in blockchain as long as blockchain exists. So it's a good opportunity for you who needs the help of verification and accreditation. So anyway, that's one of the platforms that I built that is included in this huge system. It's like an organism that I built with a newspaper called Nyhetseko.se, which is a Swedish newspaper. And it's, this across Christine.com, Little Shop of Horror is a satellite, and all my platforms in this organism or this system, I call satellites. So I'm not building a website, I'm building systems. So that's why ChatGPT and Gemini calls me system architect. But I am a technician from start. That's what I started to educate myself as. I've been studying different subjects for 27 years. And it's all connected to system engineering. It's all connected to technique. If you go beyond just creating a platform and calling that technique, or going beyond just creating alarm system, because my education was digital electronics, so creating physical devices was what I educated myself to become. So anyway, I've been studying for 27 years, and how my series started. When I was young, I started to dream of UFOs and aliens, and it was always a recurring alien that popped up in my dreams. And I don't know her real name, but I call her Jessica. JSKA. And that's Jessica. And she's from another planet that they call planet, because in their world, you don't name the planet. It's just, it's something you live on. It's a planet, so you don't have a specific home planet name. It's one in the universe, and it's called upon, so to speak, through coordinate systems. So, and that's the way they speak. They sound much like chirping birds or crickets when they speak, these aliens. And that's because they have mouths. Their mouths looks a lot like a spider mouth. And they got skin flaps as lips, a lot of skin flaps that has muscles inside them. So they move these skin flaps with muscles in it when they speak. And to understand Jessica and her species, and for her to understand human beings, they got an AI. And remember, I read this, I was finished with the book in 2013, and I started in 2008 to compile the book. So, and from the beginning, they had this AI that was taught upon all information that had been collected, and she became Era. Okay, and Era is the translator. She can translate any known language throughout the universe, and this gives us the opportunity to speak to Jessica like this. Hello, Jessica. Or in my language, Swedish, hejsan, Jessica. And this Era will translate immediately to Jessica and whatever Jessica says. And Era is always with us. She's always helping us. She translates not only the language, the raw output of the language, she translates intent, because between species, between families in societies, between areas, between cities, the intent with our words differ on earth too. So that's why we often end up in arguments, and that's why we don't speak, even though we speak the same language, we don't vote for the same political party, we don't listen to the same music, because we interpret everything from feelings, from how we use the words. So this Era is phenomenal on detecting intent and directly interpreting it between two parties. And so this Jessica alien, this species, is very, very tall. I'm 170 centimeters myself, but Jessica is probably 2 heads above my head in height. So that's, she's tall, and so are the rest of her species. They're very tall. And they have these, these books that I wrote, I bake together the, my dreams, what I dreamt during these years when I grew up, when I dreamt about aliens, when I dreamt about their inventions, about their machines, their highly advanced techniques, everything. I tried to, and everything isn't there because some of the things that I dreamt is too much science fiction, basically. But a lot of things that still seems logical to the human mind is in the book. And I just made, or a year ago, I finished a book that is called Battleship Acadia. And that's kind of a standalone or follow-up to the Annunaki Bible. Unfortunately, it is not based on my dreams. It's just a follow-up. The Annunaki Bible is the one and only based on my dreams. And because as I grew up, as I became older, these terror dreams, I'm sure some would explain them as, they became more and more rare. And the last time that I saw Jessica, it was in 2019, I think, or beginning of 2020. And I walk through this big abandoned house. And I often look for someone in my dreams. And I suddenly I hear this little child is screaming. It's an infant, and I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. So when I hear a child cry, I immediately want to assist this kid or this parent or whoever, because it's this mother heart that aches as soon as I hear this child scream. So I locate through this abandoned big house, and everything is dark inside it. And I find a door that is a bit open, and I can clearly hear in here the scream comes from. So I open it a bit more, and I see this little child, and it's bouncing his head against the flat pillow and like looking for breast. And it wants maybe to feed or need a new diaper or something. And I see there's another room. And when I passed by it swiftly, I saw someone on the bed sleeping and having blue jeans on. So I thought, well, that kind of looked like a dad bod. So I didn't want to pick up the baby to distress the parent. So I thought that I can pick up the baby and comfort the baby, but I need to tell the parent, the father first. So, I tried to, as softly as I could, knock on the door and carefully open it to say, I will pick the baby up. But it wasn't a daddy that was laying tired on the bed. It was Jessica. It was the alien. So, and immediately when I saw her in her jeans, it was jeans, like nice blue jeans. She rose a bit from the bed and she said, do you want to join me? Do you want to see the inside of the UFO? And I said, yes, I do. And I was a bit scared because I really saw her face, her big eyes that was like, you know, like like big seal eyes, and this mouth, this spider leg mouth, and I felt my heartbeat. I thought my heart would, bounce out of my chest. But I couldn't miss this for the world. I just wanted to see because, I dreamt about it for so long. I just wanted to see now. And she rise from the bed and she passed. She's going, it looks like she's going into the wall, but the wall kind of opens, and I see the floor that I'm walking on. The floor is like squares, and each square is totally flat. It's like you get the feeling as if it was iron or as if it was black hard stone. And between these squares, there's a neon blue light. What I didn't know exactly then, it was that Eira runs everywhere where this blue light is. This neon blue light. And you can see it in my platform kvittret. I'm always returning to this light and returning to these dreams, because I'm figuring like this, if they seem to be real to me in my dreams, I can use them as props in my theater, in how I explain things. And in my coming show, the Christine.com show, where I'm turning myself into an animated character with all the characters from all my books, Jessica, but also my fantasy books and academic books. I'm baking it all together. They are going to meet in this show, and I find it very entertaining. And I can express myself as a character in a cartoon or an animation more freely than I can do as a real human being. So I'm looking forward for it. But between these squares on the floor, there was this blue neon light. And this blue light, I could see, it was like pulsing through the walls too. And it gave the whole scenery, Jessica's skin color changed when she walked into this spaceship. And it was like, it looked, the bridge looked like it was round, as we can imagine a saucer, a UFO, round like, like a round disc, and there was other aliens in there, and as my heart was pounding so hard in my chest because I was fascinated and I was scared, I saw that the aliens that was working, like, the pilots, they were equally surprised to see me. And they looked at Jessica like, what the like that. What have you brought in and how? And so this was a really great dream, but it was a long time ago. Ever since that dream, I haven't dreamed about any aliens or any UFOs. And after so many years, I think I think I dreamt mostly when I was a child. The most technical dreams I got when I was like 6 or 7 years old, and until I turned maybe 12 or 13. And then they came with further and further, distances apart. And now they seem gone. So, but I remember each of these dreams, and they were many. And I wanted to share what I saw in my dreams with you. Whether the only thing you can trust in the Annunaki Bible, which is my book that I published 2013, the only thing you can trust in it is that it is from my dreams. That is the only. I'm not saying that this is aliens. I visit aliens. No, I had dreams, but they were so amazing, and that is what I wanted to show the world. Now, when I published my first book on Kindle, by the way, it was thin like a pamphlet. And through the years it grew, but I just wanted to, start. And I think over the years my English improved, and I had to improve the book over and over and over again, because English isn't my native language. I just wanted to depict the moment when I created it. And I think I did a pretty good job. And still, the Annunaki Bible, the latest version of it, I had some help of AI to use better grammar. I haven't changed anything of the story. I haven't changed anything of the dreams. But I have hopefully improved the grammar and made the content understandable, because that's the problem when you use AI. It writes beautifully, but it doesn't understand the content it writes. So I think when I updated the book last time, I was so much involved with the proofreading, so I shouldn't have missed anything. And I'm telling you this because it has always been, I know I was a indie book publisher. I am fully aware of that, and I'm fully aware of that. The first book that I published didn't have the best grammar in English. I'm fully aware of that, but it meant so much to me. And now I have published a lot of books, but that book is kind of a legacy. The start of the history. Something like that. And I wanted to share that. So it's not, some have said, but this isn't an academic book about aliens and UFOs. And I counter with, no, of course not it is, because no such exists. We have nothing to investigate. We have nothing to investigate except our imagination. And what I think is so wonderful, so beautiful with my dreams, it is because I dreamt it. I had less control of my dreams than I would have in a fantasy as awakened. I control my fantasy when I speak to you. I do not control all of my fantasy when I'm asleep. So to me, it was spectacular that the same alien came back, that I saw all these inventions. Some of them are being realized now, and I dreamt about it in the 70s. Can you imagine? In the 70s, I dreamt about inventions that are being realized today, that are working today, that are coming today. That's 50 years ago. I saw them in my dream. But they are still dreams. They are no living proof. And I find it quite extraordinary. And I'm happy to talk about it, and I'm happy to share the experience with you and tell you how my system as a systems architect is growing.